Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Psalms, the 64th chapter, right? A prayer of deliverance from secret enemies. And we go into this chapter a lot, right? As we go into it with the wicked here dealing with Esau and their secret counsels. Okay, it says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. See, and the wicked, which are the elites of this world today, they're constantly having secret counsels, right? And what are those secret counsels about? Well, we're going to go into it in the later verses, but it's really to target, right? Because they want world domination. They want control. They want to eliminate God so they can play the role of God. And they want to do that, but they got to eliminate us. Okay? We are a threat to them. So as David said, hide me from their secret counsels, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Because what are they doing there? They discuss, how they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Okay, but also how they can bring in new ways, new oppressive ways that can destroy the people of the Lord even more, but give them power. That's what they want. They want power. They want control. It says, who whet, which means to sharpen their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And what makes their words bitter? The legislations, right? The things behind it. Okay, the narrative that they push, the slander. And they use certain events, right? Certain situations to set these up. They'll throw out a cover story, and meanwhile they're cooking something in the back. I'm not talking about actual food, right? They're setting up some event to bring to pass their agenda. It says that they may shoot in secret. See, they don't come out openly. You're not going to see the Rothschilds and the elites come out openly and say, hey, look, these Hebrew Israelites are a threat. They're the real prophets of the Lord. Hell no. They shoot in secret. They send their vocab Malones, right? They send, their Southern Poverty Law Centers. They do it from angles. They'll try to paint with a broad brush. But their target, as it says, is at the perfect. Okay, and who are the perfect? The nation of Israel, but starting with the elect. They are the excellent, okay, or the perfect, because as it says, we're justified in the Lord, and in our mouth there is no guile. So we are the target. We're a threat to them because we're teaching the truth. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune, right? They encourage themselves in an evil matter when they do their meetings. Their suggestions, their counsels is on wicked things. It's evil things. It's not on, how can we make the world better? Hell no. Get it out of the way somewhere. How can they make it better for them? Yeah, that's to enslave the worst of humanity. They commune, right? They discuss of laying snares, traps, privately, right? Secretly. And that's this whole system that they've set up. And now they're trying to take it to a digital prison system. That's going to be the ultimate snare, the ultimate trap. A prison planet guarded by artificial intelligence. Can you imagine that? They say, who shall see them? See, they don't have the fear of the Lord. In their mind, they're saying, look, we can do whatever we want. Who's going to stop us? Go and listen to Yuval Noah Harari's speeches and you'll understand exactly, where that kind of energy, you'll see an example of that kind of energy. And it's not just him. He's just one of the faces, one of the front runners, the footmen. Verse 6, they search out iniquities. See, they accomplish a diligent search. When they come out with this technology, they're not looking for ways to, get you closer to the Lord or teach you about the Heavenly Father or get your spirituality up. No. It's as it says, they're searching out iniquities. They're accomplishing a diligent search. How can we, control the population? How can we, when you find out, matter of fact, hold on, let me see. Now, you know what? I'm going to save you that. I'm not even going to look that up. But their diligent search is in wickedness. Okay? When they're doing all this experiments and the Neuralink and all these things, do you think that that's for your betterment? No. Ultimately, once they understand how to do it and harness it, then they use it for their actual intentions. Why do you think they built nuclear weapons? Yeah, of course, it was the will of the Lord that set them up to do it. But if you know something is that destructive, why would you keep on going and advancing it? Because once they can harness that power, they know enough about it, then they push it in the direction they want. See, but the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. And that's their plans. See, these higher ups, they're not intelligent in the sense of they're not the scientists that come up with the new inventions and the engineers that come up with the new technology and technological breakthroughs. No, theirs is the planning of, okay, let's do this, let's do that, we want this and we want that. And it's like sinister deep. Okay, if the Lord was exposed to you a portion of the wickedness that they get into and how diligently they get into it and the extent that they go to, you wouldn't believe it. It says, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. See, and the arrow the Lord is going to shoot at them with is going to be the weapons of their own making. Okay, it tells you that in the book of Job, the 20th chapter. You know, when he is about to eat, the Lord is going to rain it upon him, which is that destruction, those nuclear missiles, that suddenly shall they be wounded, right? It says in Isaiah 47, was that Isaiah 47 and let's see, there you go. Isaiah 47 and 11, it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. See, suddenly shalt thou be wounded, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. See, and that mischief is going to come from the Lord. That destruction of your kingdom that you're not going to be able to stop or slow it down. It's like a fire in a building that no amount of water or firefighters is able to put out. And it's almost like the more water you pour on it, the more the fire burns hotter. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So going back to Psalm 64, right, it says here, verse 8, so shall they, Slakia, verse 7, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded, right? And that wounding is going to be to the destruction of their kingdom and the binding of their kings, okay, for captivity. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, right? That's them exposing themselves. Okay, the Lord putting the spirit on them, having their whistleblowers and so on coming out and basically giving the inside scoop on them. So they and majority of their whistleblowers are of themselves. For whatever reason it is. Somebody got burned, whatever it is, threatened, to blackmail, whatever the case is, but the truth is coming out on them. Right? It says, all that see them shall flee away, all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God. See, because when the judgment of the Lord comes, that fear is going to come upon all men. They're going to see, because the Lord is going to use them, right? Starting with Babylon as an example. For they shall consider, or they shall wisely consider of his doing. See that? The righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And that brings us to the end of the book of Psalms, the 64th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.